In the summer of 2000, a group of students on a wilderness expedition in the Marble Mountain wilderness of Northern California filmed something on a ridge above their camp that none of them have been able to explain in the 26 years since. The footage exists. The witnesses exist. What they filmed has been analyzed by multiple researchers, and no conventional explanation has been formally established. That's what this channel is about. Tonight, Bigfoot encounters. Not folklore, not speculation. Documented accounts from witnesses who, in many cases, spent years not talking about what they saw. Tonight's first account occurred in July of 2000. A youth wilderness expedition led by Jim Mills was camped in the Marble Mountain wilderness area of Siskiyou County, California. The group had been in the backcountry for several days when a camp counselor noticed movement on a ridge approximately a quarter-mile from their position. What he initially assumed was a bear moving along the ridgeline in the early evening light, stopped and stood upright. Mills retrieved a video camera and began filming. The resulting footage, approximately 90 seconds in length, shows a large bipedal figure moving deliberately along the ridge before disappearing into the tree cover. The figure's gait is fluid. Its arms swing in a pattern inconsistent with a human walking at that distance. Its height, estimated against the surrounding terrain and tree line, has been calculated at between 7 and 8 feet. The footage was later reviewed by wildlife biologists and independent researchers. The terrain was physically surveyed. No staging mechanism, no pathway, no equipment, no evidence of human access to that specific ridgeline section was identified. Mills did not seek media attention with the footage. It circulated in research communities for years before wider distribution. He has given the same account every time he's been asked. When asked what he believes he filmed, he gives a consistent answer: something large, upright, and moving through terrain that no person in a suit could have reasonably accessed. 26 years later, he hasn't changed that answer. Tonight's second account occurred on October of 2012, when a group of friends hiking in Provo Canyon, Utah, filmed what has since become one of the most widely circulated and analyzed pieces of Bigfoot footage in the modern era. The group had been filming a black bear feeding in a meadow below the trail when the animal raised its head, stood upright, and revealed proportions that were immediately inconsistent with any bear species native to the region. The group ran. The camera kept rolling. The resulting footage shows a large, dark, bipedal figure rising from a crouched position to full height, a height estimated at between 7 and 8 feet, before the camera angle drops as the group retreats. The footage was submitted to multiple analysis teams. The primary points of contention and agreement among researchers are as follows. The figure's proportions, specifically the width of the shoulders relative to the torso, the length of the arms, and the height, are not consistent with a black bear in any posture. The movement pattern upon standing is not consistent with a bear rising on its hind legs, and the speed and fluidity of the figure's subsequent movement, visible in the final frames before the camera drops, is not consistent with a man in a suit moving through uneven terrain. The witnesses have been consistent in their accounts. None of them have sought monetization of the footage. One member of the group, in a subsequent interview, stated, "I've been back to that canyon. I go hiking there. But not in that section. Not anymore." Tonight's final account occurred in the Klamath National Forest, a forest that covers nearly 1.7 million acres across Northern California and Southern Oregon. It is remote, densely forested, and contains river drainages that wildlife researchers note would comfortably support a large primate species in terms of both food supply and territorial range. It is also, for those who track such things, among the highest density regions for reported Bigfoot encounters in North America. In the spring of 2009, a U.S. forest ranger submitted an encounter report from a routine patrol in the Klamath's interior. It was quietly filed. It has received minimal public attention since. The ranger had 17 years of service in that forest. On a foot patrol along a service trail in a remote section at approximately 8:40 in the morning, he became aware of a strong, unidentified odor, described in the report as similar to a large animal, but with a distinctly different quality than bear or elk. He stopped. Approximately 30 meters ahead, partially obscured by brush at the edge of a small clearing, was a figure. Upright. Still. It appeared to be watching him. His first thought was that it was a person, until he looked more carefully. He called out to the figure, but it did not respond. As his eyes adjusted to the light differential between the trail and the clearing, the proportions became clear. The figure was substantially taller than any person he had encountered in the field. The shoulders were too wide. The arms, hanging at its sides, extended well below where a human's would. He reached for his radio. By the time the call connected, the figure had moved into the tree line, fast and without a sound. No branch snap, no rustling brush, just silence, and then nothing. He completed his patrol. He filed the report. His account has not changed. When asked off the record whether he believes what he saw, he reportedly said, "I've been in that forest for almost 20 years. I know what's in there. That wasn't anything I'd seen before." Across thousands of reported Bigfoot encounters, from the Pacific Northwest to the Appalachians to the Great Lakes region, certain details appear with a consistency that serious researchers find difficult to dismiss as coincidence or cultural contamination. Height between 6 and 9 feet when standing upright. Dark brown, black, or occasionally reddish-brown hair covering the body. A gait that witnesses uniformly describe as fluid and long-striding. Not lumbering, not labored, extraordinary shoulder width, arms that hang significantly lower than human proportions would place them, and eyes that, in low-light conditions, reflect like a large nocturnal animal. The smell. Witnesses who have close encounters report a powerful, musky odor unlike any domestic or familiar wild animal. It is mentioned unprompted in a significant percentage of close-range accounts. And, most consistently, the behavior. Bigfoot encounters, across the documented record, almost never involve aggression. What witnesses describe is observation. A stillness. The sense of being assessed by something that has identified you before you identified it, and then typically chosen to withdraw. Whether that behavior reflects the nature of an unknown animal or something more complex is a question each witness has had to consider independently. The accounts in this video are drawn from documented witness reports, submitted testimony, and publicly available footage analysis. They are presented as reported. No claims are made beyond what witnesses have stated themselves. If you've had a Bigfoot or Sasquatch encounter of your own, leave it in the comments below. Tell us what you saw. And if you're heading into the deep woods this season, pay attention to the quiet.